What's up, y'all? It's Sean. So I get online today and I'm seeing headlines and reports that Remy Ma, a New York rapper, Remy Ma, is supposedly in talks or was in talks to join the Real Housewives of New York, the cast, as a new housewife. It's a little different, but at the same time, I know that the Real Housewives of New York, they're doing this whole rebranding, recasting, trying to bring in a more diverse cast and just show the different aspects and the diversity of New York. There's so much going on in New York that Bravo cameras need to capture more than just older white women in their secluded circles. And also too, if they're trying to bring in a younger cast and get more a younger demographic to tune in, they're trying to have a more diverse cast, which makes sense. So Remy Ma had talks of joining the Real Housewives of New York City. She supposedly did a virtual interview with some of the producers and things like that. But the only hiccup was she lives in New Jersey, which I don't really see why that's a big of a deal, because a lot of these New York based shows and reality shows, a lot of these people live in, North Jersey, really close to New York City, but they reside in New Jersey. I know that Love and Hip Hop New York, when they originally started, and even the more recent season, Love and Hip Hop New York, a lot of the cast members lived in North Jersey. Jim Jones, Chrissy, I know Fabulous and Emily, all of them lived in North Jersey. It's very expensive to live in New York City, number one. And then number two, a lot of times people, they're born and raised in New York City, and then they, reside or try to raise a family in New Jersey. Just, it's just a better environment to raise a family, less congested, less crowded. You're out of the city, and you want to be in more of a suburban area. I get all that. But anyways, what do you guys think about Remy Ma joining the Real Housewives of New York City? I'm seeing a lot of people who aren't really up to date with what's going on with New York City, the franchise, saying like Remy Ma wouldn't fit in with Ramona. Remy Ma wouldn't, but she's not going to be on the cast with Ramona. I know they have like Ramona, Luann, Sonya, trying to still hold on to the original fan base of the New York City Housewives by keeping, Ramona, Luann, some of the familiar faces. But then at the same time, they're also trying to bring in a younger demographic by having two New York Housewives shows, basically. But I don't really see the issue with that. I never watched New York Housewives. I've always seen little clips and, bits and pieces here. I know last season they had Ebony on, they had Bershawn on. So they did try to introduce, some women of color onto the cast, but it just didn't work again. And I know that it just became about race, and they didn't even get to film a season reunion for that show. It was just a mess. So like I feel like they tried to dip their foot in the diversity pond, and it just kind of like backfired. I feel like you just can't just plop a black woman in the middle of in a circle full of white women and think that everyone's just going to mesh, it's going to seem okay. Ebony being on the cast, it didn't really work. It didn't really seem organic, didn't really mesh. But I know that they are trying to have a more diverse cast. So Remy Ma, I don't know. I don't think, also too, I seen another YouTuber saying like that they don't really want to see like big names on these housewives shows, because that's the thing about housewives that we did love, getting to know different women, different faces, and then seeing them kind of grow and elevate and, make a name for themselves eventually, if they're worthy of it, if they are good for TV and things like that, and they know how to capitalize off of being on reality TV. So, but at the same time, I can see how, maybe they want to cast some big names to bring the viewership in and then see how that works. But at the same time, I think that's also the interesting thing too, where it's like, we don't know these faces. Let's tune in. Let's see who these people are. Also too, with Remy Ma being on Love and Hip Hop, being a rapper, I feel like that'll be a total, like 180 from what we're used to. Also know Remy Ma's not doing a lot of music, and, so she's probably trying to find, what works and what sticks, and just, trying to just test different things to see what works. And also too, there's a lot of different opportunities and bags that come from being on reality TV, being on Bravo. Being on Bravo is a good look, and I can applaud Bravo for, stepping it up and trying to be more diverse and listening to the viewers. And also too, It's 2022, baby. Like we need to see, like we want to see representation, all that stuff on our television screen. So I feel like, honestly, I feel like Remy Ma would have really flourished and did a really good job on like more of the original seasons of Love and Hip Hop, when we had like real hip hop heads, you know, people who were really in the industry, real storylines. I think Remy Ma would have done really good on Love and Hip Hop in the original season, just being around Jim Jones, Chrissy, Emily, and also too, like the women had more of a respect for each other because it was literally Love and Hip Hop. It wasn't just a bunch of females trying to get on to promote their music. It was literally it was centered around the females and the ups and downs of dating rappers or musicians in the industry, and that was what I think a lot of us tuned in for, and what really drew us into Love and Hip Hop was the like the authenticity of the show. You know, Love and Hip Hop kind of just took a turn, and it's just very scripted, and I can't really get into it. But I think, I don't know, I wouldn't mind seeing Remy Ma on our TV screens again. She is likable. I know she's trying to do her thing with music, is not really sticking. So like I said, she's probably trying to just, you know, dip her foot in different things and see what sticks. But let me know what you guys think about Remy Ma potentially joining the cast. Do you think she would fit in? Do you think she doesn't? Do you think Bravo is, you know, losing an opportunity by not casting Remy Ma just because she doesn't live in New York City? Because a lot of these franchises, if you think of Atlanta or Potomac, a lot of these women don't live specifically in the city that the show is named after. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think Remy Ma will make a good housewife in general? You know, I know she's trying to soften her brand and everything, being this hip hop rapper. You know, she has a background, which, you know, we're not judging off of that. We're just going off of, do you think Remy Ma would make a good housewife? Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.